Good morning, everybody. We'll be getting started in just a few seconds. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. There you guys are. Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are doing great. Hopefully, everybody's having a great day so far. It's going to be a big day today in the market, or potentially be a big day in the market. Let's get the video camera going on. There we go. I'm assuming you guys can hear me and see me okay. Morning. Let's start off. We got Cheese Gray Trader. We got Arnulfo. We got Bill Turner. We got Brian. We got Richard, Jill. Morning, 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 everybody. Ivano, Bancroft, Brian. Good morning, Brian. Hey, Alexander. Good to see you here. Doris, Kirk, Devin, Dave, Anukumar. Piet de Brock from Netherlands is here. Stephen, Larry, Illinois grain farmer. Robert, Stan. Good morning, Jeff. Lydia. Good morning, Eduardo, Lydia, Ricky, Rick, James, Omar, Brian, Junior. Junior's in the house. David, Tom, Rachel, Richard. Morning, Richard. Julian here. Good, 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 good. Blair, Robert, Brian, Cifazio, Jody. Positive insight. Oh my, we're gonna get some positive insights today. John, Stefan, Stephen, and Stefan. We got double whammy here. We got David, we got Richard, we got Kevin, Jesse. Good morning, Jesse. I haven't seen you in a day or two. Good to see you here. Moondog is in the house. Edward is here. Lloyd is joining the party. Pat is here. Stacy's here. We got John. Hey, John. Good morning. Good morning. Delroy, Wade, James, Genevieve, Scotty, Henry, Christian, George, Walt, Wesley. Good morning, Wesley. It was hotter than Lake Las Vegas here in Jacksonville yesterday. It was 105 at my office yesterday. I think it was the hottest weather I've ever seen in Florida, actually, in the 8 years or 7 years that I've lived here. Uh, Charlie Clyde is in the house. Henry's here. Yeah, very hot day everywhere, I guess, not just here. Positive Insight, Henry, Kevin. Hey, Kevin. SB, good morning, SB. Sherman, Ray, Art, Tony, good morning, Tony. Steven, Peanut, Dave. We got Charlene. We got Randy, Eduardo. Good morning, Eduardo. Get ready for another hot day. Yeah, another hot day. Yeah, it was unbearable. I usually park my car about 300 feet away from the office so I could walk a little bit back and forth. I'm trying to get as much walking in as possible. And I couldn't do it yesterday. It was just too hot. It was just too hot. Too hot to fish, too hot to trade. Ralph, good to see you. Eduardo, Ralph, Eagle Beagles in the house. Yay. Yeah, we did really good on AMD yesterday, and we did really good on the trade. We've been hitting it. We've been hitting home runs lately. Eagle Beagle, Ralph, Kurt, William. Good morning, William. Mark, Tamara, Michael, Krish, Gustavo. Good morning, Gustavo. Make sure to give Jax a big wet kiss from me. I love that doggy. John, Penny's here, back from vacation. We missed you, Penny. We missed you. I missed my Penny. Frank is here. Moondog is good, good. I'm glad you're back from the gym. Carlos is here. Definitely a double hump day. Yeah, yeah. Welcome back, Penny. William is here. Eduardo, Tom, Harold, Michael, Bob, Jeff, Richard, Option, Tom, Just Jen, Naples fan. Jill says my gardens are full of weed. Too hot. Yeah, it's just too hot, Jill. Mark, Scampy, Hopium, Steven, JB, Wayne, Jeremiah. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We're going to have a big crowd here. Steven. Hey, Steven. Good to see everybody. Folks, if I'm missing somebody's name, it's not done on purpose. I apologize. I'm just kind of going through them as they come through. For some reason, some don't come through. But here we are. Let me just write, good morning, everybody. The last thing I want to do is miss somebody or slight you or hurt your feelings. Good morning, folks. Welcome. Wayne says launch. Oh, Landman is so good. Actually it's my favorite show, Wayne. I can't wait for it to come back on. My wife and I, we love that show. Carlos Verchuvian, still in Puerto Rico. How's the weather there, Carlos? Just out of curiosity, and then we're going to get started right now. It's 8:05. Oh yeah, I forgot. I almost forgot. Thanks, Bob, for reminding me. Bob is like the best. Bob and Dr. Serena are like the best actuary. We got Harold here. Cool westerly wind this morning. Oh, you're jealous, 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 jealous. Okay, folks. First things first. Make sure if you're watching, well, you are watching on YouTube right now. There's no other choice. Please go to 1080p. See how it likes to stick everybody to auto? Don't accept auto. Force 1080p. Go here away from auto and to 1080p, okay? 1080p. Otherwise, it's going to get a little fuzzy and we're going to be going through a lot of numbers and graph. And I'll remind everybody in about 10, 15 minutes the same. Lastly, if you're enjoying this show, please give us a thumbs up and make sure to hit the subscribe button, which is like right here. I don't have it. I can't subscribe to my own channel, but you can. And that way you'll get heads up every time we go live in the morning, okay? All right, all right. So that's the first thing I wanted to tell you. The second thing I wanted to tell you is because of all the feedback that we've been getting, I'm going to do another day trading session today in the VIP room. And by the way, everything that I'm going to be discussing for day trading applies to swing trading too. Okay. Here's the link. Now, let me give you my agenda. Okay. I want to give you my agenda. Very important agenda. Because if you don't have my agenda, well, then you don't know what's in store. You tell me if this is a good agenda. The menu for today is the process of finding the perfect day trade. What type of market cycle do we have? Identifying the type of intraday price movement, making sure volatility is not too high or too low, keeping an eye on Fed data, key price levels to consider, creating a solid game plan to taking account all the catalysts, why we wait for the first half hour of the day before doing anything, and intro to volume profile and how to select end of day lottery trades. So here's the link. It's all happening at noon today. And again, I'm going to read you the agenda. I actually have an agenda, yes. Process of finding the perfect day trade, what type of market cycle we're in, identifying the type of intraday price movement, making sure volatility is not too high or too low, keeping an eye on Fed data, key levels to consider, uh, creating a solid game plan, why we wait for the first half hour, intro to volume profile, and how we pick lottery trades. Now, tell me that's not a good session. Oh, HG says I listened to the VIP room from yesterday 2 times. Today, you'll want to listen to it 3 times. Beautiful. Ooh, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Don't tell my wife, Carlos. She's going to want to go to Puerto Rico again. And also, don't forget, Customer Service Live, the Cam and Gustavo show. It's very, very important if you guys want clarity and information to go to the Cam Gustavo show from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So now you have all of it. Now, what's the small cap stocks? Now, today I only have 1 small cap stocks. There was not 2 small cap stocks. There was only 1 small cap stock for today. It's right here. It's Tygo. 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 This stock right here. Tygo. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Yeah. This one right here. For some reason, it's not showing me the current price data on this stock. Hold on. Yeah, this guy right here. I want to see the price of this stock. Hold on a second. What's going on here? Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay. There goes what I needed to get. All right. Now we get to what we need. Okay. All right. what I need to see on Tygo is I need to see a break above 220, 220. I want to see it, Tygo, break through this area right here. Okay? 220, 217, around that area. Hot, above this high right here. Okay? If I don't see it above 217, 220, I'm not interested in it. That's the only one I got for you guys for today. Okay? I don't know how the hell this happened here, but okay. So Tygo is the stock, 220, above 220. Okay. All right. Yeah. It's got really high volume too, but it's got to go up in price. Okay. Yeah, it had earnings today. Yeah. I only pick you stocks, the small caps, I pick stocks that have extremely high. So let me just show you something right now. Volume right now on the stock is 21,496 times its average volume. 21,000, 21,000, 21,000. Not 100, 21,000 times bigger. Do you understand? Highest volume on a breakout on a daily, that's the levels. Okay? That's how you want to play this game. Okay? Hey, Santiago, good to hear you're glad you're back from the holiday. All right. What are the catalysts for today? Please be carefully. We don't need to have the entire list. What are the catalysts for today? Art says, thanks for teaching, finally getting it together. Hey, Art, that's the first time I think I've seen you comment here in the morning, actually. Glad to see that. Art emails me all the time, but he doesn't communicate very much here. All right. Richard says Fed, trade. Yeah, trade, yeah, for sure. GDP, oil. Where's the catalyst from semis, Richard? I'm just curious. What semis? Where's the semi catalyst from? Ivano said Fed, earnings, Starbucks, XLY, XLF. Yes, XLY, XLF, right? XL, where's XLV? You guys are all over the place. Anybody else? Anybody else? Why don't we do this in an organized way? I didn't see any catalyst for chips today. Did you guys see anything? I see chips are up, but I looked for a catalyst and I couldn't find anything. I mean, I see them up a little bit, but I'm not really seeing a catalyst for chips today. And I'm usually learning for using chips for catalysts. So Fed data, we got ADP, we got GDP, we got FOMC, we got oil report, but that's oil is separate. So we got oil, we got Fed, we got Starbucks, consumer discretionary, we got Humana, healthcare, we got Seagate, networking stocks, not chips. We got Visa from last night, financials, and we got home sales. I didn't see anything with ARM. I didn't see ARM doing anything. ARM isn't doing anything right now. It's up only 0.38. I don't think earnings are till this afternoon, which means it's not a catalyst. Let's see if Richard Feinberg has it right. GDP, Fed rate, earnings, well, depending on what. ADP, pending home sales, crude oil, Starbucks, Seagate. You know, Richard, actually, I like yours the best. It's the most cohesive one. So here's what I have. I have ADP. I have pretty much what Richard has. I have GDP. I have ADP, basically Fed data, crude oil. Does he have crude oil there? Yeah, he has crude oil. Does he have health? No, he missed. Okay, you missed the healthcare. You missed Humana, but you got Starbucks. You got STX. You missed Visa, and you missed Humana. Yeah, ARM is not a catalyst. So you guys are doing Ford. Did Ford already come out? I don't think Ford comes out till after the close. No, not yet. Folks, if it's not till after the close, how can the market? Boeing got upgraded? Let's see. Yeah. I don't know about that. So here are the catalysts. Fed data, home data, Visa, financial data, Seagate, Starbucks, Humana, and I'm sticking to it. You're doing good, Richard. You're doing good. You're doing real good. Folks, if it's after the close, it's not a catalyst. How is the market going to? Okay, let me ask you a question, Jeff and HG. How is the market going to price in ARM and the other stock and Ford if it doesn't know what the earnings will be till after the close? That's going to be coming in after the market closes and tomorrow morning. That's like Visa. Visa didn't come out this morning. Visa came out last night. But the market hasn't had a chance to trade on Visa yet. So that's going to be a catalyst today. You got to find something that the market is ready to eat. Eat. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, Barclays. I saw something about Barley's or Barclays. Anyways, Visa will take care of that financial. So Fed data, crude oil, homes, healthcare, consumer discretionary, financials, and networking. Nothing with chips. Nothing with chips. Very important. Excuse me. How is the market looking so far? And by the way, do you remember what I told you yesterday and the day before yesterday in terms of the 8-day EMA, how we were opening up right here, and I said we're getting too far away from the 8-day EMA. I showed you, and I said I think we're going to make a high at the open. Do you guys remember that? There's the high yesterday right here at the open. What did we do the rest of the day? Nothing. We drifted. Do you remember yesterday? We're getting a little too far away from the 8-day. We need to come down. The 8 days right here. Here's where we came. We're still in a choppy sideways trading action. You guys remember all of that? Just want to make sure you guys remember all of that. We talked about it yesterday, how we were deviated from the 8-day EMA. A price on mega caps is getting too far away from the 8-day EMA. Does anybody remember this? It was 24 hours ago yesterday. We had this discussion. We only have 510 people here. Let's not all talk at once. Do you remember that yesterday? It was just yesterday. How SMH is getting too far away, how we need to come down here, how the Dow is already here, how RSP is already there. Okay, good. Okay. Just want to make sure we're all on the same page. I want to make sure we're all on the same page. Did it help you take profits yesterday in the morning? Good. Okay, great. Now let's move on from there. So now let's see. Folks, I'm actually expecting much of the same today. Much of the same, and I'll show you why. At least, I'll explain to you why. First things first, we're not really seeing anything, a major catalyst as of right now on the market. Not seeing anything major. We're very random right now. And the first set of reports come out at 8:15, which already came out, ADP, 104,000. They were expecting 74,000, 75. They got 104. Let's see if the market's moving on that. Bond market is coming off pretty hard. Bond market rallied really hard yesterday. Bond market is coming off right now. Is that bullish or bearish for stocks? It's not that bullish for stocks. When bonds come down, interest rates get higher. Okay? Interest rates getting higher is not good for stocks. So the ADP report so far is not being, and I don't care what it is. I care about how it's being interpreted. You could see this from 7 o'clock in the morning. We've been just going straight down. Is it impacting the stock market? Not really. I mean, I guess a little bit. Keep an eye right here. The level you want to keep an eye on is 635. 635 is yesterday's close. That's one of the key levels I'll be talking about. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but yesterday, stocks like Walmart started moving higher. Okay? That's defensive. So things are still looking really good, but I think markets are getting a little bit ahead of themselves. Yeah, but SMH, what I'd be looking at is SMH, and SMH is up right now, 0.39. It's not doing anything. And Cuervo is a good stock, and it is instrumental, but I'm not seeing an overall shift on SMH right now. Yeah, I would use Cuervo. You could use Cuervo. That's fair enough. Cuervo, they do make chips for Apple, so I guess you guys got your chip stock catalyst. ADP report is good. The next one is going to be the big one, the GDP. And you could see here the expectations. Basically, we want the expectations. We want the GDP annual rate. We want to see it somewhere close to the estimates. You could see estimates are all over the place. And this is a revision, so it's not going to be as impactful. What's going to be impactful is this right here at 2:30. Yeah, the question will be on the final. This is going to be the big daddy today. Is he going to say we're starting to have second thought? Second thoughts, meaning Donald Trump is pressuring me. He's not going to do that. He's going to say we still don't know where anything's going to be. Employment rate is still solid. We're not seeing anything come off. We're going to leave rates steady. And tomorrow we have personal income. Also, I don't think this is going to be nearly as impactful as the announcement on mega caps after the market closes. Okay. That's old news, Don. That's recycled news. That's from like 2 weeks ago. Okay. So this, I think this and this and this will have a bigger influence on the market. I think these three will have a bigger influence on the market than the Fed. That's what I personally think, because we already know the Fed is not going to take action. Good morning, Angie. I was actually thinking about you this morning. I haven't heard much from you lately. Hope you're doing well. Hopefully you don't have to work in this heat, this crazy weather. So folks, we do have major earnings. Now, do you think institutions are going to be making huge bets ahead of Microsoft, Meta, and Apple, and Amazon? I don't think so. I don't think so. Non-directional trades, straddles, strangles, day trades. We're going to be very, very, very careful today. We want to be or longer term position trades. You don't want to be in that trading pit area of 2 to 3 days right now. That's the danger zone. 2 weeks, I don't mind. 24 hours, I don't mind. I mean, 12 hours, I don't mind. 24 hours, I don't even mind. But I'm nervous about that 2 3 day period because of this right here. We need to get past this area right here. Okay. Expect lower volume today because as we head into this, yes, expect lower volume today. And again, I don't think the Fed data is going to be as instrumental as the earnings. Okay. NVIDIA chips will be downgraded for China. Okay. So far, I'm not really seeing SMH make any kind of move. Look, they're just choppy, very choppy, not really doing anything, up 39. You guys know exactly how I feel right here. 8-day EMA. QQQ, 8-day EMA. Right here. Am I really bearish? No, I just think we need to consolidate a little bit. I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, especially in light of all this turmoil. We already know earnings. We've already covered that. What about US dollar? The US dollar keeps going higher because there's more certainty as to tariff talks. The US dollar going higher is not necessarily great for the US stock market. Why? Because if the US dollar becomes more expensive, foreign countries have to pay more in dollars to buy US stocks. So it's a lot more beneficial when the exchange rate is lower, so they can load up on US stocks. Okay? When they can load up on US stocks. The key level we need to break is right here. And I keep showing you this level right here. It's 99. And then we need to hit the 100-day moving average. Don't know if it's going to happen. Bonds yesterday were really, really strong, which helped the market. And even with the bonds going higher, the market did not really react. If you notice yesterday, the market did not really react. Look at yesterday's trading action. Right? Look, high in the morning, low at the end of the day. Look at where we're at right now on a daily. See where we were yesterday at the open? Look where we are right now. The 8-day EMA is not that far off. We need to do one of these. We need to back test this. So we could see how strong buyers are here. If buyers are still like they were right here, buyers are still like they were right here. If buyers are still like they are right here, we need to get that bounce. We need to get that bounce. Interest in trading. So happy to hear that, Richard. Keep me posted on that. Keep me posted. So choppy. You could see right now we've been just kind of going down on the QQQ. I'm not seeing anything positive, anything beautiful, anything causing the market to rally. So don't go hot and heavy, folks. This is not the time to go hot and heavy. And bonds are actually down today so far. And if the bonds keep going down, that's going to put pressure on stocks. And you could see what we've been doing the last 20 minutes, the last hour and a half, hour and a half, just going straight down. All right. So let's keep an eye on things. But if you're expecting the market to just make swing highs and continue, I'll talk about that in a minute, Jeff. When I get into all of that, I'll get into the discussion. But remember, I told you the RSP is more of what the real market looks like. And Jeff is right. I'll talk plenty on it. I go through my scenario, but you could see right here, this is really what the market looks like. See, if you take away the mega caps, which are also coming off, this is what the market looks like. This is what the market looks like. This is QQQE. This is equal weighted. This is stripping away the mega caps and just equal weighting everything. Do you see how we're looking right now? Do you remember I told you we're very sideways? We have sideways action on the SPY yesterday. I showed you this graph right here. I actually drew this for you. And I said it's very important. Are we moving up or are we moving sideways? We're in a choppy structure. We're not in a bullish structure. We're in a choppy structure right now. I'll get into all of this in a bit. I'm kind of biding time for the report to come out, and I want to talk about commodities. So you could see today we made a high here. We almost hit the 100-day on the bond market, but we couldn't get past it. And we have a lot of stuff here. We have all these VWAPs. We have my resistance level right here, by the way, that I drew myself. We're right there right now. I drew this for you several days ago. This is that resistance level right here. Look at this resistance. We're right at it right now, and we haven't passed it. And if this comes out, and we have Fed data in a few minutes, and if this starts coming back down, that's going to put pressure on stocks. Okay? That's going to put pressure on stocks. IWM downgraded? I don't know. I mean, it's been constantly downgraded for the last 2 years. I mean, it has the IWM has the biggest differentiator between the large caps and small caps in history right now because of interest rates. Interest rates are much more sensitive to small caps. All right, let's continue. Gold. What's gold doing? Absolutely nothing. And also, remember, I warned you. I warned you, and I told you this yesterday. We have not started breaking down on gold. Our structure is still stable. My guess, and this is a guess, is that if US dollar breaks higher right here and bonds start breaking down, we'll see gold move. But right now, we're still steady. And we could just as easily come right back up right now, which is why I said if you started buying here, you don't need to liquidate right now. We haven't broken down yet. If you started buying here, you don't need to liquidate. We haven't broken down yet. Okay, there's a really good chance we're just going to consolidate in this channel or go back and forth in this channel. If you bought right here, there's nothing for you to do. This is still our first target right here. Okay, right here, this area. Then we see if we break, probably going to bounce, come back down here, and then come back up here. But point is, this is our first target, and we're still bullish on gold. There's no reason to be bearish on gold. Folks, if you haven't, let me just do this again. If you're just coming in here right now, make sure you hear the gearbox bottom right of the video, and make sure it says 1080p. Don't settle for auto. Auto will screw you up. It'll downgrade every chance it gets. Switch to 1080p, okay? And while you're there, if you don't mind, if it's not too much difficulty, give us a thumbs up right here. Let me just put this up here, which is right here. One time. Just one time. Thank you, John. Just one time. We get like over 50% ratio of thumbs up. The usual ratio is like 5-10%. So people must really like this show. Otherwise, we wouldn't get 50% thumbs up. Also, for all the new people coming here, I'm taking the gloves off in the VIP room today. Let me give you my schedule for VIP room today. Where's Cam? I haven't seen Cam. Cam, are you okay? Haven't seen you this morning. Here's my agenda for the VIP room today. Process of finding the perfect day trade. What type of market cycle are we currently in? What type of price action do we have? Making sure volatility is just right. Keeping an eye on Fed data. Key levels to consider prior close. I'll tell you all about those. Creating a solid game plan, taking account into all catalysts. Why we don't do anything first hour of the day. Intro to volume profile and how to select lottery trades. There he is. And if you guys see Cam, don't miss the Cam and Gustavo show. Don't miss the Cam and Gustavo show. Here's the link. Yes, and the main highlight, Richard, will be at 2:30. I usually do swing trades for the pit at the end of the day on Fed days, but we'll see what happens today. I hope you guys made money on AMD yesterday. I gave you AMD yesterday. I hope you guys made money on AMD. Now let's check Fed data. Let's check to see what the Fed has in store for us. Woo, let's see. Came down, came back up. Let's see what the GDP is. 3, huh? Personal consumption, ooh, it's heating up. Look at that. Very interesting. Very interesting numbers. Look at personal consumption expenditures. Look at what they were expecting. Look at the consumption expenditures. So the GDP rate is pretty hot and expenditures are going up. That's way above expectations. Our expenses are going up. We're spending more money. Let's see how the market is reacting to this. Let me just reset my thing. Very interesting. The personal consumption rate is pretty high. Let's see how the market's liking this information. This is very interesting. Very, very interesting. I wasn't expecting the number to be so hot. Look here. Not too bad. Not too bad. Let's see how SMH is reacting. Positive, okay. QQQ. Not really. Not doing anything. SPY, a little bearish. So not that positive. Neutral, basically. Neutral. Huh, interesting. Very interesting. That's a pretty hot personal consumption expenditure. Good, good. I know my girlfriend has been spending a lot more of her money lately. Yeah, more consumer debt. Yeah, more consumer debt. So this number's pretty hot. This number's pretty hot. It'll be interesting what the Fed says about that. That number is pretty hot. The bond market is definitely not loving this number. Look, you could see right here. Bonds coming down is not good. And look at the daily chart. This is yesterday, and this is already today. It's not a great number. Let's see what the Dow's doing. The Dow is not liking this number. It's not hating this number, but it's not loving this number. SMH seems to like it, but nothing else really. Mags, nothing. Flat. Flat. All right, let's continue. The big deal today, folks, the big deal is going to be the announcement and then earnings for mega caps. Okay? Yeah. Very possible, Sylvain. We may see big revisions to those numbers. We may see big revisions. Okay. So I gave you the commodity levels. You could see commodities are still, elevated. Bond market is cooling off. Ooh, look at the bond market. It's already down here. It's already below see that red line, the black line? We're already here. We're already below my black line. That black line is at 86.98. We're right now at 86.85. And the low today is here. The low today is 86.65. Let's see, 86. Yeah, right here. So you could see we're already getting down. That's not good. Karen the Shark says many people are buying before tariffs. Yeah, stocking up. Yeah, yeah. Okay, Michael says spending more because things are more. Yeah. So crude oil. Nothing. But I'm expecting, and bonds are selling off more right now. After that initial reaction, look, they're starting to cool off a little more. They're getting into the wick area. They're defending this area, which means they're getting a little weaker. This is not great for the market. Not great for the market at all. And markets are up very little today, very, very random. So crude oil, folks, nothing really here, crude oil. And with the US dollar getting more expensive, I'm expecting energy prices to maybe sag a little bit, but we're still holding this area. Penny says regarding credit card debt, I read that a lot of young folks are doing the buy now, pay later for groceries. Oh, that's horrible. Horrible. Bitcoin, what's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin is not really reacting. I'm looking at coin. It's actually a little positive. And folks, by the way, I'm glad you mentioned that, John. A lot of times when the markets cool off, people start putting money back into cryptos. I'm not really seeing a huge buying, but I am seeing some buying coming in here. But remember what I said, no soup till we're above this level. We need to get above this level, 94.54, and we're not there on GBTC. Let me see what it's doing right now. GTBC. No, it doesn't want to give me it won't give me intraday data on it. GBTC. There it goes. Okay. Flat. Just holding the 8-day EMA. Not really anything. There you could see we're just in a symmetrical triangle, which means we can break up to the upside or downside. Okay. Good. Good, John. Good. Oh, wait a minute. IHOP? IHOP? Oh my. Naples fan. Don't get me going. I was a huge IHOP fan in LA because there was an IHOP on every corner. Here, there's like two IHOPs in the whole city. Don't tell my wife, but I love IHOP. She doesn't want me to eat that stuff, but I have to watch my girlish figure. China, what's China doing? China is coming down. FXI is coming down. So we're getting less support from China. You could see right here, by the way, it's not really loving this data. This is this morning. This is this morning, and this is right now. We're already past the 15-day. So we're not getting a lot of love. We're not getting love from the bond market. We're not getting much love from the Dow. We're not getting much love from China. That's not China. This is China. FXI. Not getting a lot of love from China. Okay. One second. I'm just trying to find something here real quick. Okay. All right. I don't want to get distracted here. Welcome, Abdel. Welcome, Abdel. Abdel, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Volatility. What's volatility doing? Volatility has been going up the last couple of days. Let's see what VXX is doing this morning. Volatility is actually, look at this morning. Starting to come up a little bit. Starting to come up a little bit. Look at yesterday. Since yesterday morning, look where volatility's been going. Remember I said the 8-day EMA is going to be our best friend? I meant it. Volatility is moving higher, not lower. Okay, I'm just letting you know, folks, don't expect rainbow and fairies. Okay, don't expect rainbows and fairies today. All right, let's put everything together and then break it up again, and then I'll send you guys on your way. Are you guys getting value this morning out of this? Thank you, Jill. I appreciate it. If you are, how about some thumbs up? All right, so investors await Federal Reserve's policy decision. That's going to be big, and Microsoft, Meta, and Amazon. Remember, folks, we may have muted trading action till 2:30 today. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? Folks, I know that I make it look easy sometimes, but I get very, very nervous personally today because there's just so much unforeseeability. Well, Roger, you've been doing this for 31 years. You can probably come up with trades anytime. No, I can't. I can't predict the future. And a lot of binary events are setting themselves up over the next 24 hours. And the problem is, if you're wrong, you can really be wrong. If the market's random, or if the market's just hanging out like this and not doing any like this here and not doing anything, it's okay. You can be wrong. Okay, you're wrong here. You buy. Okay, you get out right here, or you're wrong. But you make one wrong move and you have a big bar, hypothetically going from here to here. You're not going to get out of that position. So you got to be really, really careful right now. You got to be really, really careful right now. Okay. This is not a time to be a hero. You have Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, and God only knows what, God help us all with what the Fed is going to say today at 2:30. Okay. Carlos says there's a word that expresses better than value. These sessions are amazing. Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate that. I was going to say, you're on vacation. You should be hanging out with your family right now. That's what I would be doing. Um, Let me just post this. Let me just update this real quick, and then I'll move on. One second. I got to say thanks. One second here. One second, folks. One second. I just got to take care of this something here. Okay. Sorry about that. Good. Bob. Great job, Bob. 648 people. My family are mostly sleepers, so I'm away. Oh, that's this time of day. That's good, Jeff. That makes sense. HOG also reported up 3. All right. Thank you, Naples fan. UPS was not good yesterday. And remember, this is a major transport stock. This does impact America. Okay. If UPS is cooling off, remember I told you Shopify, how people use it as a lot of retailer, a lot of small mom and pop stores use it as uh, um, um, a payment processor because you don't have to program. Well, a lot of people use UPS for shipping. Very, very, very important. Yeah, consumer spending is up quite a bit. Carlos, great to hear that. Great to hear that. Great to hear that. That makes me very happy. Very happy. Very happy. Bro plunged 10%. By the way, notice these are not tech stocks. These are blue chip stocks. Blue chip stocks. And they're now right at the 8-day. And let me look and see what the bonds are doing right now. Bonds are, they're not holding up. They're see, we're getting into this area right now, which is not great. The Dow is not really doing much. Mags are doing nothing. All right. Well, not impacting the stocks too much. Everybody's waiting for today's report. Corning up 11%. UNH, Bro, UPS. My point here is these are not tech stocks. These are blue chip stocks. And so far, the numbers are not nearly as good as what we were expecting. A matter of fact, UPS will not provide full revenue or operation guidance due to microeconomic uncertainty. Now, I'm going to ask you guys an interesting question. Do you think Fed is in a different boat than UPS? They just don't know. They just don't know microeconomic uncertainty because we just don't know where we're going to end up with these tariffs. And again, I'm not arguing about they're going to be high, they're going to be low, we should be doing them, we shouldn't be doing them. President Trump is good, President Trump is. That's not what this is all about. I just don't know. I just don't know. It's just a big question mark. I'm not taking sides. I just don't know. And they don't know either. And the world doesn't know right now. Jeremiah, I'm taking cruise. Ooh. Oh, I'm jealous. I'm jealous of all of you. How come you guys get to take cruises and I get to stay home all the time? Well, I do go to Germany now once a year. All right. Jolts opening fell. Job openings fell. Weaker than expected. Something to think about. Consumer confidence rose. So the news was mixed yesterday. Today, all eyes are on the committee. Market watchers are going to follow Powell post policy meeting for any indication of greater openness to ease. We're reconsidering. Things are getting better. In my opinion, he's going to stick it to Trump and he's going to say, "Look, employment is still fine. We're not really seeing any evidence of rain, and we're just going to keep things doing as they come." A lot of uncertainty with earnings, which means we're going to behave ourselves and we're going to try to keep our hands to ourselves and not make a lot of trades. And you're not going to ask me, Roger, why aren't you putting on trades as usually you do every day? Because of this, because I don't know how this is going to turn out. One good thing we have going for us, the numbers are consistently getting better. Look, now, remember we were expecting 2.8? We're now at 4.5. That's bullish. No, of course not. He's not going to lower anything. No. Because you see, if he lowers rates and inflation goes up, you know who Trump is going to blame for that? Powell. He's not going to say it was because I told him to lower rates. He's going to say, look at the bad job that they're doing. Powell doesn't want that. He's not going to do that. He's not going to let him throw him under the bus for nothing. He's going to protect his ass. Commerce Department, GDP set to be released. We already have this. John says, I'm going to DC for next year, 4th, and maybe watching the fireworks. Wow, that's cool. Very nice, very nice, very nice. I'm glad you guys are having fun this summer. I'm glad you guys are having fun this summer. My wife is coming back from Tampa today. This concludes me being home alone for 2 days. Today is the conclusion of that. ADP, pending home sales. This already came out. ADP already came out. Home sales have not come out yet. And the ADP report was actually not too bad. It's actually kind of mixed. Let's see what the bond market's doing. Bond market's recovering a little bit, coming back. Basically, everybody's waiting for the 2:30 hour. Yeah. Everybody's waiting for the 2:30 hour. Not really much of a move in stocks, just a hair lower. A hair lower, really nothing on the Dow. No impact from FOMC. All right. Crude oil, we're going to be watching the crude oil market. We're going to be watching pending home. Did pending home sales come out already? Hold on a second. No, they come out at 10 to 10:30. Folks, no action today till 10 or 10:30. Black Mamba says there's a correlation between consumer spending and personal spending. It seems that they're heading there. It's the same thing, Black Mamba. Consumer and personal spending is the same thing. Boyd, what does Boyd have to say? Trump is already throwing Powell under the. Oh yeah, he's definitely throwing him under the bus. Right. Well, he's going to throw him under the bus. He's going to say, "Oh, Fed's is not doing their job. Interest rates are going higher." But President Trump, you told us to lower rates. No, I did. I never said anything. You'll see. You'll see. I gave small cap Naples fan. I already gave it. Already gave it. Already gave it. Okay. So let's continue. Let's continue. Is Europe giving us any tailwind? Not really. I mean, up to 8, randomness. They're waiting for the Fed, waiting for the Federal Reserve's interest rate decision. Energy stocks led the gains, chemical auto stocks. Notice nothing about tech stocks rising or falling because we have Amazon, Meta, and Microsoft. Nobody's going to be touching those stocks aggressively today. Well, if they do, they're going to be foolish. China hit a 9-month high, and also also be careful with financial stocks. Today's report is going to impact financial stocks. Okay, financial stocks and tech stocks. Be very, very cautious with those. Okay, very, very cautious. Kea, it's not what they're going to do. It's how they're going to talk about September. It's the sentiment they're going to give towards September. That's the big question. Okay. China, closed and hit a 9-month high. I don't see that on FXI. Don't see that at all here. They can keep telling me whatever they want. I'm just going to keep looking at FXI. As investors found some relief, China-U.S. truce was extended. U.S. and China officials agreed on Tuesday to seek an extension. They're going to keep seeking another 90-day extension and another 90-day extension and another 90-day extension for another 3.5 years. And then they're just going to forget about it. Constructive talks. Okay, yeah. I'll see it when I believe it. Japan closed just below the flat line as investors refrained from making big bets ahead of policy decisions from the bank. You understand? The bank, they're not, everybody's scared right now to make big bets. This is not a time to go hot and heavy. Retail and chip stocks underperformed on Wednesday. Retail and chip stocks underperformed. Speculative, consumer discretionary, and chips underperformed. Refrained from making big bets. Do you guys understand where I'm going with this? Stocks, sectors to watch today: healthcare, consumer discretionary, soft tech, not hard tech, networking tech. Yes, Seagate's a big one. Why are we going to be extra careful today, Roger? Why not just go hot and heavy? Well, do you know what Microsoft earnings are going to be? Do you know what Meta earnings are going to be? Do you know what Amazon earnings are going to be? Do you know what Qualcomm earnings are going to be? Do you know what ARM earnings are going to be? I don't know the answer to any of those. If you know the answer to those questions, please go ahead and make big bets. A dummy like me is going to wait and play very, very defensive till I know what's happening. Okay? All right, let's now talk about stocks. Finally, we're talking about stocks. What sectors are leading right now? Infotech and communication services. Remember I told you financial, infotech. Where's financial, by the way, in all of this? Financial is right here, purple. Financial infotech, infotech, not chips, okay? What about, let's pull up the real time. Instead of using this crap, let's use real time data. QQQ, what's QQQ doing? Absolutely nothing. What has it been doing the last 24 hours? It's been going up. It's been going down. It's been going sideways. It hasn't been going anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. We need to get an announcement. Watch the 8-day EMA. This is not a nice candle. Now, we may stop here and continue going higher, but I personally think we need to hit the 8-day EMA. I personally think this is too much of a slope and we need to cool off more over here. Another reason why I think that, look at QQQE. It already did it. Yes, Marvel looks good, but do you think there's any correlation? Just Jen, do you think there's any correlation between ARM and Qualcomm and maybe even Microsoft to your stock? What if I told you their correlation is about 85%? What if I told you their correlation is about 85% and your stock is below the 200-day moving average, which automatically disqualifies it? All right, let's move on. Let's focus on my discussion. Look at QQQE. If you take away, so I'm going to tell you a little secret right now. If you strip the market cap from mega caps, which are also, look at these candles, by the way, and look at these candles. This thing does not know what it wants to do right now. This is uncertainty, and this is uncertainty. So right now, if you take away the market cap of this, you're going to end up with this. Does that look like a trending market? No. How about the Dow Jones? You see the problem? How about RSP? Hold on one second. The pool guys here. My dogs are going crazy. Yeah, Don, I have a lot of thoughts on Microsoft. Stay the hell away from it after earnings come out. That's my thought on Microsoft, Don. Is that good enough for you? Stay as far away as you can from it till after earnings come out. Capiche, Don? Does that give you enough thoughts? Don, I just spent half an hour explaining how we have earnings in the next 24 hours on Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta. Why would you touch it? Earnings, earnings, earnings. Do you want to, are you reckless? You want binary events? No, 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 no. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Let's continue. Got to get out of here soon. I got to get to work and make some money. But here's RSP. Okay. Sideways, choppiness, choppiness, more choppiness. Okay. More choppiness. Choppiness, choppiness, and choppiness. Choppiness means we're going to be hitting the 8-day EMA pretty soon or sooner than later. SMH is looking pretty good right now. But again, I'm nervous because of all these stocks coming out. So I think we need to touch the 8-day. And yes, they're correlated to regular tech stocks by about 70%, 65 to 70%. Okay. But hey, Bob, we're sooner going to get over 700 people here on a regular day. No, time spreads, straddles, strangles. Here. During earnings, you do non-directional trades. You play market maker, straddles and strangles and time spreads. Capiche? All right. Let's look at the bond market. I'm always looking at the bond market. Oh, bond market's recovering everything it lost. So it's looking a little better right now. Basically, everybody's waiting for the news to come out. Keep your eye on RSP today. Keep your eye on the 8-day moving average. Keep your eye on the SPY. Keep your eye on the 8-day moving average. If we get out of this area, it'll be something to talk about, but we're still in this area. Okay? Choppiness, choppiness, choppiness. Now let me give you stocks that I'm looking at today. Okay? Short side. My short side is becoming, by the way, I just want to show you something else. We are starting to see some stocks getting back into, we are starting to see technology leading again. We are. But I would be very cautious right now. We're still very spread out. You still have consumer discretionary and communications here. This is more chip stocks than anything else. But soft tech is still here. So we're still pretty spread out. You don't have a lot of directional bias right now. Remember, I wanted to show you this yesterday. I showed you this yesterday, the 20-day highs. We're at 151. Yesterday, we were at 167. The day before, we were at 286. Now we're at 151. If you look at the stocks making 1-year high, not 100. 20-week high, less than 100. Less than 100. Barely 100. So there's not a lot of momentum, and momentum is starting to decrease on the way down. Remember, we had 9 stocks, 8 stocks. Well, we don't have 100, but we at least have 30, 40. So we have some. So let me give you my list. Why are people waiting for Fed today? These numbers we know. What? Stacy, you're the second person who's saying this. Nobody cares about the numbers that Powell is going to say today. People care about what his forward-looking statements for September are going to be. I keep saying the same thing over and over and over and over again. Nobody cares about the conclusion. It's the 2:30 statement where he's going to be talking about September. That's all we care about. Is he going to say we are in a better position than we were 3 months ago? We have a higher likelihood, or we're still in a good. It's his tone. He's political. That's what we're going to be hearing. Capiche? I've been saying this already several times, Stacy. Yes. All right, let's continue. Please pay attention to what I say. UNH, first time I've ever given you the stock here. I've never given you the stock before. First time ever. These are my short stocks. CNC, first time I've ever given you the stock. I've never given you the stock before. Phase starting to cool off. Solar stocks, they have good moves to the downside. Wendy's, first time I've ever given you the stock here. No, Stacy, it's not Stacy. She's not getting it. Forward-looking. Okay, now she's got it. Forward-looking statements. Look at this Wendy's. I've never given you Wendy's before. It's the first time. Wink, wink. If I had $1 for every time I told you to short Wendy's this year, we would have been able to probably buy Wendy's by now. MMC. Charter. So again, it's not what he's going to say. It's the tone of his voice. It's the we think, we should, we may, or we're definite. It's how he's going to say it. Okay. Charter. Lulu. I've never given you Lulu before, folks. First time ever. I love messing with you guys. KMX. KMX. Not holding, used cars are not holding up nearly as well as they expected them to. It's a nice bearish trade there. RHI, a lot of consumer stocks. Yep, I've never given you any of these before. Wink, wink. Let's talk about long side. WDC. Remember, I'm not screening any of these for earnings. That's your job. And again, the earnings may not be relevant if we're doing time spreads or strangles. Look at Western Digital. What a beautiful trend. What a beautiful trend. Look at what happens every time it comes down to the 8-day. How about BCS? Now, this is actually the first time I've ever given you here. I haven't given this in a long time. I'm not kidding about this one. Barclays. Next one is BTI. When cigarette stocks go up, that's pretty defensive, by the way. Exactly how he says it. Exactly. BTI, RTX. I know. It's the first time I'm ever giving you this stock here. It wasn't on our watch list yesterday, was it? Ice Baby. Remember, fintech. This is fintech. I think it had bad numbers or something. Stay away from it right now. Hold on a second. Let's see if it came out with earnings or something. Yeah, I think it came out with earnings or something. Yeah, it did. So forget about this one. Forget about it. Goldman Sachs. I haven't had Goldman on here in a while. Nice, clean looking chart. And Intuit. Now, Intuit's expensive, but it doesn't mean you can't do a good debit spread on it. Would be a good debit spread candidate right there. Okay, folks, last time, Uncle Roger will be in his VIP room today at noon. Let me tell you what my game plan is. I have a game plan. Yes, I have a game plan. Here's my game plan. Process for finding the perfect day trade, what type of market cycle we're in, make sure volatility is not too high or too low, keeping an eye on Fed data. I'm going to give you a checklist today. Key price levels to consider, option implied volatility levels, creating a solid game plan, why wait the first half hour, and intro to volume profile and how we select lottery trades. Those are going to be, that's the menu today. All right. That's the menu today. I don't know, Jeff. Something's going on with him right now. I would be careful. Let's see. ICE. Yeah, it does say tomorrow, but there's something going on with it right now. There's definitely something going on with it right now. Maybe not earnings, but something's going on. John, my name is not George. My name is Roger. Keep calling me George, but my name is not George. It's Roger. Oh, I see. George posted the longs. Okay, I see. Sorry about that. What else? So that's the agenda. Now let me give you the agenda. Let me give you the link to Customer Service Live. If you guys have installation questions, if you guys want your platform to look like mine, yeah, I saw George in there. I got it. Maybe I'll take a look. There's the link for that. Folks, if you have a question, a trading question, not a customer service question, don't ask me why the program is not in your members area or refunds, or I don't deal with that. But we have perfectly good staff that does. But if you have a trading question, send me an email. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Post some nice comments below the video. I hope to see you guys in the VIP room at noon today. Now, listen. Please be careful. This is not a time to be a hero. There are just a few days of the year where I tend not to trade, and that's days we have ahead of Apple earnings, ahead of Amazon earnings. This is not a time to be a hero. Only A plus setups, very small size. I encourage non-directional trades. That is what I'll be looking for today, or index trades, basically on things that aren't impacted by earnings directionally. Have a great day, everybody. Have a great day, everybody. Be careful. That 8-day moving average has our name written on it. Bye, everyone. Be careful. And we have news today at 10 and 10:15, so you don't